accepted that I'm probably going to be single my whole life at this rate, because every guy I think is cute apparently has like 5,000 other people on him. Body inflation is way too real. Everyone's got a ridiculous body nowadays. I just can't compete, bro. Y'all can have them. I'm out. I'm good.
Oh dear. Now, this comment was left towards a very good friend of mine who had to go private on their account due to at least 5 of their videos being reported within minutes of engaging a certain individual. It sounds suspicious, I know. But then there's this, that they were so kind to put in writing. Now, it's one thing if you disagree with someone's opinions. It's quite another entirely to report their content and trying to get their account taken down simply because a person doesn't like what they have to say. That is almost the very definition of cowardice, in fact. So, just consider this a public service announcement.
Women who complain that they can't find a man are the same women who hide in their bed every day, ghost every single guy who texts them, and literally have a private Instagram profile. Where do you expect to find him? In the fridge?
If you want to have the most honest advice you will ever receive, ask God, not people. Your gut is where he speaks first, and that's the one voice that never lies. People will confidently give directions to a place they have never been. They will tell you how to build a business when they never built one themselves. How to make money when they're scared of money. How to chase your dreams when they abandoned theirs years ago. So advice isn't neutral. It comes filtered through someone's fears, failures, limits, and comfort zones. So you can't follow people who haven't walked the path, because their ceiling will become your ceiling. Their doubts become your doubts, and their limits become your limits.
What's going on, fellas? Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment down below. Let's get back to the video.
Women don't lose good men. Men lose good women. Let me say that one more time. A woman doesn't leave a good man. Men leave or get left by good women because they could not maintain the emotional capacity that relationship required. Why do you think men just go run to something easier, something that doesn't require them to actually feel, grow, and turn into the man that they actually want to be? A man's lack of emotional capacity to love you has nothing to do with you. It has his lack of ability to grow into the highest version of himself. So don't let him bring you down. You keep moving. You keep just getting better. You keep blowing up. And believe me, you just keep dating, because there's so many men who love you.
I feel like such a dude right now, because it took me over a year to realize how badly I fumbled the bag when dating this amazing man. Like, he was one of the sweetest, kindest, most genuine guys I've ever dated, and I threw him away like day old trash. And I'm just so disappointed in myself, in how I conducted myself and how I behaved and how I treated him and made him feel taken advantage of. And I'm just disappointed in the way that I ended things so abruptly, so rudely. And this is something I've wanted to process so many times over the past year, but like, I genuinely couldn't come face to face with myself and like how I conducted and just my behaviors, because honestly, I know so many of the reasons why I behaved the way I behaved is due to past traumas. And while that's not an excuse to treat people poorly, I do have to recognize how, you know, my past does affect me. And you know, I'm in therapy and I have a coach and I'm working through a lot of these things. But yeah, it just sucks when you realize how badly you fumbled. And it's not just because it's 1 a.m. on a Friday night, coming home from the bars and realizing it being so apparent how challenging it is to meet good men out in the wild. Yeah, it's definitely a wake-up call. I'm like consistently working on my shit with my therapist so that I don't let subconscious behaviors and reactions treat other people poorly and, you know, stand in the way of my own happiness. Yeah. I wish that I could reach out to him and apologize and have a conversation, but it's been a year. It's too late. And I wouldn't want to hear from me either, but I just felt like I needed to express this. I wrote him a letter that I'll never send, but yeah, I recently saw that he well, we don't follow each other on Instagram, but I was curious and I looked him up, and it looks like he moved states, and it looks like he has a new girlfriend. His profile is private, but his profile picture has him and his girlfriend. They look happy, and it makes me happy. Yeah, I feel... But yeah, I fumbled because he was hot, and he had a great job, and he looked like a young Justin Timberlake, and he would cook me dinner. We went to Six Flags one time, and my shoes were untied. He just knelt right down, tied them up. Like, that's so sweet. Anyways, good night.
You guys want to see one of the best things I've seen in a very long time? Here it is.
He said regular girls like chocolate covered strawberries, but my wife was like,
am I wrong?
Devil's eggs.
But am I wrong?
No.
Between that woman's giggles and that cat agreeing with her meowing and the way that the husband's voice just almost squeaked a little bit when he said, am I wrong? That to me right there is true love, because to be loved is to be known. And that man, he knows his wife. I wholeheartedly believe that that is the type of relationship dynamic that we should all strive for.
A year and a half after my ex left me, she decided to send me a message. I was with this girl for 4 years, so I was still going through the healing process. So I opened up my phone one day and I see a message from her. And I opened up that message and she's asking me if I still had any of her stuff left at my house. At this time, I had already thrown away everything she had, so there was nothing left at my house that was hers. We broke up because she left me for another guy, and by this time, I didn't have any of her social medias anymore. So I decided to go to her page. And the pictures that she had with the guy, they were not there anymore. They had broken up. That's when it hit me that message that she sent me wasn't really to see if she still had her stuff at my house. She was sending me a breadcrumb message to see how I was going to respond to her. She wanted to know if she still had access to me. It's only when they find out the grass isn't greener on the other side that they'll regret the breakup. I never responded to her.
And you know, you have a lot of men out here that for decades, for literal decades, they've been told that they're the problem. Men are trash. Men are toxic. Men are, I mean, whatever name you can think of. Men are this, men are that, and all that other nonsense. Okay, fine. So when men step back, if I'm such a problem, let me go ahead and move out the way. Let me remove myself from the situation. And now society, now modern women are trying to figure out where men went. Bro, you chased them off. What are you talking about? What are you talking about right now? You told them that they weren't needed. You told them that you didn't want them. And they listened. They started doing things that benefited them. And now you're confused? How does that work?
And y'all don't want to pay no bills. You can't fix, you can't build, you can't change my tire, you can't change my oil. You don't know how to manage money. You can't fight. You can't swim. You don't know how to travel. You can't even book a flight. Y'all don't show affection, and you don't prioritize making your lady smile. Like, y'all just don't give a fuck.
Are you able to change your tire? Are you able to change your oil? Can you swim? I just know you're useless. Because if I go through your page right now, there's probably another video of you saying, I'm not cooking for a man. I'm not cleaning. I'm not going 50-50. But yet still, everything you just listed, you expect a man to be able to do it. You guys must think that you're special, because I'm not supposed to be expected to do anything because I'm a woman, but I expect him to do every and anything because he's a man.
A lot of women are going to hate me for saying this, but I'm just going to go ahead and say it. When it comes to relationships, men are the prize. Yeah, I said it. Men are the prize. Men are the providers. Men are the protectors. Men are the stability. Men are the reason we're able to carry life into this world in the first place. Men keep us grounded and are able to build us up, us very emotional and sometimes illogical thinkers, into the woman God has called us to be. Unfortunately, so many of our men have been incarcerated, and so many of our men come from toxic households. Therefore, it's up to you to do your honest part to make sure that the man that you're interested in is actually a good man and doesn't just look good. A good man is a prize to the world, because where would we honestly be without our men? A good man is a prize to a single woman struggling with 4 kids on her own. A good man is a prize to a woman who didn't grow up with a father to know what love really is. Call me a pick me, at least I'm getting picked.
I keep hearing women say, I do not want a man telling me what to do. I basically do my thing, he does his thing, and I just want a husband to be there for me. And I completely understand not wanting to be controlled. I understand wanting independence. But I'm gonna be honest, what they are describing does not sound like marriage. That sounds like two people slowly living separate lives under the same roof. Marriage is communication. Marriage is compromise. Marriage is accountability. Marriage is sometimes hearing things you don't want to hear and growing from it. You can't ask someone to be there for you, but also say, don't correct me. Don't challenge me. Don't expect anything from me. That's not partnership. That's convenience. Marriage is not you do your thing and I'll do my thing. Marriage is let's build a life together.
I feel like LA is notorious for like nobody approaching each other at bars unless you're on the west side, which like I'm not going to the west side. And there's this really scary dive bar like walking distance from my house. I mean, it is scary. And I've only been late at night when I'm already many drinks deep. And last night my friends and I wanted to go as like a bit. We went at 8 o'clock. And there were so many good looking men there. And they like multiple people came up and talked to us. And it was a great conversation, cheap drinks. And I was like, is this where they're hiding? At the scary dive bar that has darts? I guess I gotta go back. They're not at the regular bars. They were like, girls have never walked in this bar before. Gotta catch them while they're here. And you know what? I'm here for it. I'll be back.
You can't expect us to be wifey material for someone that doesn't deserve it.
Automatically wrong.
Okay. You can't give your best to someone that doesn't deserve it. So you expect me to give my all and give my best to
I
someone?
expect you to appreciate the men that built the world around you that allow you to be able to live in a first world country. The entitlement you guys have. The reason the dating market is the way it is today is because women have a free market system. Your great-grandmother's generation didn't have the problems modern women had. You're the most educated, the freest, the most liberated group of women that ever lived, and you're the most unhappy at all. Why? Because one, nuclear rejections, so entitled. In college today, the average man sitting in college with a woman knows that that woman wants a man making 6 figures. They can't even date because today young women don't want men who are making average money.
I know this is probably like an unpopular opinion, whatever. But like all of these women that are out here being like, oh, men just think they're the prize. And like, I guess I understand the concept behind the comment, but like, shouldn't they also be a prize? Like, I know I'm a prize, right? Like we know what we bring. Like I worked too damn hard on myself to be won by another freaking loser. Like I also want a prize. Like I want somebody who brings as much to the table or is the table just like me. I don't need to be in a relationship like I've been in the past. I want something better than that. And that should be a prize, right?
You had a woman somewhere in the comments say something to the effect of, I think somebody might have said, but who did you vote for? I need a man that looks red, but votes blue. So basically, you want a liberal in disguise, which is fitting because a lot of these modern women paint their faces and they're not authentically themselves either. So it would make sense that they're looking for somebody who isn't who they say they are. Which once again, if you double down on that point, would make even more sense because that's why they keep on running into Chad and Tyrone and going home with Chad and Tyrone, because Chad and Tyrone make it seem like something that they're not, and they fall for it every single time. So there's that.
I think I'm gonna start dating for looks now. Like, I've come to the conclusion that just like all men are the same. So like might as well be traumatized by somebody who's nice to look at. Might as well be traumatized by somebody who's like attractive. Like I'd rather be traumatized by somebody who like I can look at and like look past the trauma.
Doesn't work like that, but okay. You were dating men you weren't attracted to. Did you spend the whole relationship putting them down or lying to them, being like, oh, you look so handsome, when you secretly don't find him attractive? And then you use it against him. But if you have the habit of doing this, when you do end up with a guy you do find attractive, you'll just find another quality in his personality to do the exact same thing too. Or maybe you were actually attracted to the men you were dating, but you don't want to admit that and you find that embarrassing, so when the relationship doesn't work out, you switch to finding him unattractive. And not all men are the same, not even close. So if you're attracting the same type of guy, you need to consider what you're doing to cause that to happen, because there's a lot of good men out there that could treat you right.
Some men are actually the prize. When you have a trophy husband, he is the prize. Yes, when you have a trophy husband, when he's the pretty one, when he gets his nails manicured, when you give him some of your paycheck, he gets the prize. Yes. Some men can be a prize. They're called trophy husbands. Okay, they sit at home while you work. They look good. They have a gym membership where they work out, make sure they keep the abs right for you. They may or may not be all the way straight, and they may or may not have anyone on the side, but they are the prize. They consider themselves the prize, and so do their women. Okay? So, this is the only way that a man can be a prize, is if you make them one. If you make them your trophy piece, your trophy husband, your I'm a successful woman so I can have a handsome man and have it all and work and have the career, and then my man is this and my man is that, my man looks better than your man. Yes, he can be the prize. But then that simply means that you are not the prize, ladies.
You left your husband because he went through a little financial struggle.
And did.
Did you feel that love should have kept you there?
I feel like he didn't love me, because if he did, he wouldn't have went through a financial struggle.
Look, we listen, but we don't judge. But that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. I'm sorry. Is he an infant? Because those are the only things that don't go through hard times. Grown adults go through life. Life happens to every single one of us. And a financial struggle, a spiritual struggle, a mental struggle, an emotional struggle, an energetic struggle, physical struggle happens in our lives. Everything in our life is seasonal. Please believe, yes, we have summer and we have spring and we have fall where we get to wear the best outfits, but winter is coming.
Yeah.
You're never going to be 100% in all of those all the time, ever. For me, it's not about the things. The things are great, and I've experienced a lot of the things. I ain't gonna lie. But at the end of the day, that's not what makes a relationship.
Right.
Now, you have to make the money to learn that it's not everything.
So, two people are in a relationship, right? If the beginning of the relationship was based off of something that's not rooted in something real, let's say it's rooted in possessions, materialistic things, clout, they have an epiphany moment. I don't want to be this person anymore. I want something real. Do they have to completely change their partner?
I think that's a beautiful question. And I think that they'll tell you whether they want to do that or whether they don't. Because the truth is, most people that are in it for possessions will quickly find the next person that's also in it for possessions. It's a small circle.
We're told to lower our standards, and then when we find a man who does us wrong, we're told to pick better men. It can't be both, but both times, it's the woman's fault. Stop it right now. This is exactly the point I was trying to make in my last video. And don't hear me wrong, I am not a raging feminist. I'm not someone who's gonna sit here and say it is always the man's fault. I do not feel that way at all. However, in this case, it's often women are blamed for the mistakes of bad men. All men are not bad men. All men are not going to hurt you. However, there are bad men and bad women who don't know how to be emotionally mature in a relationship. And often it feels like whoever is getting done wrong in a relationship is told that they need to pick a better partner. But simultaneously, there might be some people in their life that have told them in the past that they're expecting too much and to lower their standards. So how can it be both? It can't be. And this is a bigger issue of how single people are talked to, okay? And I'm not only talking about women, I think it can apply to both men and women. And it can be infuriating. And I'm not trying to sit here and harp on it, but it is the truth. So I'm vocalizing it in case someone else needs to hear it. Okay, bye.
One of the most toxic traits that the majority of women have that I don't hear anyone talking about is the way that women will always apologize or tell the truth only after they've been told about the consequences to their actions. Let me explain. If a woman is only telling you the truth after you've threatened to leave, just know that it is a form of manipulation and a form of self-preservation. Because the only reason that she's supposedly being honest is because she doesn't want to have to deal with the consequences to her actions. And let me give you an example. Let's say you tell your wife or girlfriend that you don't want her having Snapchat, but she turns around and she's been having Snapchat behind your back, and you question her about it, and you're like, you know what, I'm not cool with you lying, I'm out of here, because you have self-respect, you have morals, you have self-worth, and you're like, no, that was a boundary for me, I'm cutting you off, I'm never talking to you again. And now all of a sudden she's gonna tell you that she has Snapchat, that, you know, she hasn't been happy, she's telling you that, you know, all of the things that are supposedly wrong in the relationship, and she's finally being a truth teller. Again, it is not to be an honest person. And this is where it gets twisted. When she gets into that next relationship and she starts telling the new guy, oh, but I was so honest, I was so upfront, I always told the truth, she leaves out the part in the situation where she only told the truth to keep her in this relationship, or to keep her from accountability and to deal with the consequences of her own actions. Because is it really honest behavior or somebody that has integrity if she's waiting until all of the cards fall against her and not in her favor for her to be honest? No, that's fake, that's manipulation, and you shouldn't be falling for it. The majority of women are not telling you the truth because they don't want to hurt your feelings, or the majority of women are lying to you because they don't want to deal with how you might react. Okay, bye.
You know, you got a lot of these guys that are minimalist. A lot of men don't need a lot. You know, you give a man a place to stay, something to do, and you leave him alone, he's good. That's pretty much it. But a lot of times modern women can't understand that. They can't understand that, you know, men don't all of this, and that's why they say, I would prefer you with light makeup or no makeup at all. To be honest, I would prefer you a little more natural, because men are a little bit more simple than a lot of people like to give them credit for. But a lot of times these modern women can't understand it. They think that there's something wrong because a man doesn't want that type of stuff. They think that there's something wrong with a man because a man's not chasing. It's not really anything wrong with the man. It's just a lot of men have figured out what makes them happy, and they go towards that. And if you're not that, then you can probably guess that he's not going to go towards you.
Where are all the provider good men at? As a dating coach, I can tell you that they still exist. Unfortunately, a good provider man is just not average anymore. And as someone who married a provider mindset man, I can tell you that there's going to be seasons in your life and in your relationship where you might have to do 20-80. Or in my case, for 4 months, it was 40-60. But it was all temporary. And here's one of the things that you need to understand as a lady who's in the dating market. You have to take a risk. There's risk in everything you do. So if you think, okay, so he has good character, he has good money, he has this, he has that, he has that, there's nothing that could go wrong, think again. But where are these provider men? They are literally everywhere. I need you ladies to understand that if you are a man's dream woman, he will move mountains for you to give you the lifestyle that you want. You won't need to force yourself. You won't need to mold yourself into something that you are not. Men are simple. They either love you or they just want you for a good time. They see you as a wife or they don't. So instead of focusing on where are they at, where are they at, where are they at, I recommend for you to build a life of love. Learn to love yourself and learn how to accept yourself and learn how to be at peace with yourself, because that energy alone is so magnetic to the correct men, and you will intimidate and turn off the men that are not meant to be in your life. As always, ladies, be wise.
Does anyone else feel really bad actually for those girls with the extremely hot, like, TikTok famous boyfriends? I saw this video this girl posted, and the whole comment section were people fangirling over her man, being like, girl, like, you did so well, props to you, like, he's hot, he looks like straight out of a movie, like, oh my god, the way I would simply combust, like, that would be my 13th reason you would never see me again. If the whole comments of my video was hyping up my man, I don't know what I'd do. Like, yeah, my fiance is perfectly handsome, in my personal opinion, like, wonderful, cute guy, but ain't nobody out there being like, girl, like, you're the uggo compared to him. Meanwhile, like, that's kind of what these people were insinuating on her comments, like, girl, you did good for yourself, like, he's hot. She's cute and super pretty, like, nothing wrong with her. Very pretty girl. But these comments would have ate me up. Like, I could not, I don't think I could do that. Especially if they have, like, some kind of, like, social media presence, too, where it's, like, their whole comments is, like, girls simping over them, and then, like, any girl they date, everybody's like, oh, she's mid. Like, no way. Ain't no, like, I don't think I could do it.
Do not come to college looking to find your husband, looking to find your HBCU boo, don't do it. Because you only have 4 years to get what you need done. And you came to college for a reason, which was to get a degree. Because once those 4 years are up, that guy is going to graduate with probably the girl that he cheated on you with, and you're still going to be stuck in freshman classes. Now, I'm not saying come to college and just avoid males in general. But I am saying don't let that be your main priority. Because being in love and everything is great, but when it's bad, it's bad. Because now you're going to be seeing him everywhere. And if y'all have the same class together, that's even worse. You're going to see him in the caf, you're going to see him in the student center, you're going to see him passing. It's horrible. So don't come to college with the mindset, I'm going to find my husband, I'm going to look for my husband. First day of school, you're scouting for a husband. Don't do that. Let things come naturally. If you're meant to find your husband in college, you will. But forcing it is only going to make things worse. And also, the first guy that expresses interest in you, you do not have to entertain, you don't have to date, you're not obligated to do anything. Because college boys will literally say anything just to sleep with you and then discard you the next day. And then boom, the cycle just repeats. So save yourself that heartache and pain and just focus on what you came to do, stick with your friends, and make sure you stay true to yourself.
15 years from now, she's going to be on TikTok talking about where the all the provider men at. Yeah, and how she's not going to do 50-50 relationships like the rest of them. All the provider men are in college. But instead of building with a man, you decided to build up your ego.
Men have always been the prize. Women, no, let me, hold on.
Let her finish.
But as for this conversation, I will admit I am one of the few people who did not know who Simone Biles was until this situation. However, I want to say something, and I know some of y'all might feel away, get mad at me. Men have always been the prize. Women, no, let me, hold on. Let me finish, because I'm not, let me finish. Men have always been the prize. And I'm going to explain what I'm saying. Women marry who they can, men marry who they want. You can get offended by the statement, but if you really sit down and you think about it and you be honest with yourself, that is a very valid statement. Also, not only that, but by him saying that he is the prize, that does not make her not a prize. I myself am raising a young man. I'm raising my son is 7 years old. He is a miniature Einstein. He has manners, his manners are beyond most adults that I've ever met. His style of dress, his respect of himself as well as others. I'm instilling in him his faith, his spiritualness. I'm instilling in my son to be a prize, especially with these days, the way that women are raising these young girls. And it's unfortunate, but and also the numbers, it's always been since the beginning of time, women will fight over a man, you know what I'm saying? But they'll accept, but at the same time, they're going to accept, like back in the traditional days, that as long as the house is taken care of and he pays all the bills, he can have those 2-3 families up the street. You know what I'm saying? Men have always been the prize. We have gotten to a point where we disrespect our men so much. I worry so much about what the world is going to look like when my son becomes of age to date and to court and to marry, because I will never let any of your daughters tell my son that he is not the prize. That will never be a thing. And if you have sons, nephews, whatever the godchildren, you should not ever tell your son, oh, she is a. Do you guys see what type of young girls are being raised? So you're telling these young girls that they're a prize over the son that you're putting your time, that you're actually the man who's supposed to be the provider that you guys are looking for, the man who's supposed to be the protector that you guys are looking for, and you just want to sit back and live a soft life. He's not the prize. That will never make sense to me. And I'll leave it there and let you guys marinate on that.
If
If you want to know where all the great men are hiding that you want to be dating, I'm going to tell you this. You're going to think I'm crazy. Babe, they're hiding in your beliefs. They're literally hiding in your thoughts and your beliefs. Because here's the thing. We have one energy. We just have energy. But we have two perspectives, two lenses through which we can filter that energy. You're either in a lack mindset or an abundant mindset. Lack mindset says there's no good men out there. The dating pool is a struggle. I live in a place where there's just not a lot of available men. Or you're in an abundant mindset, which I like to call Delulu mindset. Your abundant mindset is, I meet good men every day. There's great men. There's an abundance of amazing men who would love to date me, and that I get to choose who I want to date. And that, like an abundant mindset where you're like, all possibilities exist. So you're either flowing through one or the other. You cannot be in both at the same time. Are you blocking yourself from meeting the very man that you desire to meet because you are flowing your thoughts and your beliefs through a lack mindset of, there's no good men out there, the dating pool sucks, things like that? Or could you choose to believe that every time I walk out of the house is an opportunity for me to meet an amazing man? And the only reason why this actually matters is because of how these two different perspectives make you feel. Because you know that you attract by who you are being, not by what you want. You attract who you are being. So you're either attracting from this area of lack, which you get to experience your beliefs. So if your belief is that there's no good men out there, you're going to continue to experience that. Or you're attracting from abundance, and you are starting to meet men who are more and more aligned to you. This is exactly what I have experienced in my own life. I only attract men in person, and every time I date, I attract men who are more and more in alignment with me, and I get to then refine my desire going forward. This is why I enjoy the dating process so much, and I have so much patience, and I also use my Delulu mindset because I know that I'm on my way. I know that I am on my way to the man. I know that I am putting myself in the best possible energy to attract a man because I choose to be in this abundant mindset. And also I know that I'm using my energy. This is why I call it being a turned on woman, is because my energy is turned on towards my desire. It's literally directing me towards my desire, and it will not miss.
So I don't think modern women understand, and this is one of the bigger reasons why men are checking out of society, right? Is you tell a man he needs to work towards a goal, he needs to be something, but then when he works towards that goal and you say it's trash or it's garbage or it doesn't mean anything to society, you're essentially saying that all the effort that he put in doesn't mean anything and we can't use it. And so then, after you're done trying to break his psyche, and I know you want to say that men should be strong and all this other stuff, what are you expecting him to do? A lot of people in society do not treat men as human beings. And so you get a man that just kind of goes through the motions, does things to pass the time. Men might go to the gym, 5, 6, 7 times a week. Not really. I'm just, keeping up on my health. I'm at the home chilling. I'm at the house chilling, but there's, not a lot that I'm doing. Going to work, just existing because you guys say that you don't need me. And essentially what it comes down to is waiting until the next disaster happens. And then, that's essentially what they try to do is, in the concept, I'm just talking about the concept, is they treat men as reserves. Like, just stay ready, stay, in tip-top shape in case we need you. But it's years before they actually need a man. Society treats men like robots, right? Well, we'll just turn you on. We'll do a little maintenance on you here and there, but we'll just turn you on whenever we need you. And then whenever we don't, we'll put you back in your cage or your charger or your docking station. And then, bring you out whenever we want to. We have friends over. We'll bring them to look at my expensive toy. That's really what it comes down to, right? Because modern society doesn't really know how to use men, to treat men, how to utilize men.